Friendships can bring you joy, support, and a sense of belonging, but they also come with some financial implications. On today's Mula podcast, we have with us some beautiful ladies, and they're going to introduce themselves.
My name is Susan Nyawera. I'm a writer at Oxygen.
My name is Josephine. I'm a writer and editor at Oxygen.
My name is Muthoni.
My name is Catherine.
And my name is Ivy Malloy. When did you guys realize that you need to be able to financially maintain your friendships? Let's start with Susan.
When you start going to school as a child, you start making friends. Maybe you guys want to buy snacks at the school canteen. But as an adult, I think that's when the cost of friendship now becomes real, because maybe you're earning and you have to manage your friendships and your parents are no longer giving you money. So I think that's the point where, like, when you have plans, you want to go for coffee or you want to go for lunch or you want even to go for a trip to the coast, for example, and you need to contribute a certain amount and you all need to have that amount because no one is going to pay for someone. Okay, maybe you can also have friends who spoil you, but that's the point I realized, the cost implications.
In adulthood, of course, friendships have a cost attached to them. I don't know, for some reason, having a good time ends up costing you money. So probably in the event that maybe you guys have planned to go somewhere for a weekend or even just a night, I mean, all those plans have to cost you money and you have to plan ahead for them or even budget for them, because, you have to consider the, transportation, you have to consider food, drinks, and, it comes to a pretty good penny at the end of the day.
Okay, you mentioned that you budget for your social activities. How do you normally go about it?
Number one, if you tell me in advance, there's no way you're just going to, ukuje unishtukie and tell me, I have a birthday tomorrow and there's supposed to be a dress code, we are doing cake, we are doing a gift, because all of those things cost money. So if it's something that is planned in advance, of course, yes. And of course, if it's a really close personal friend. In January, we had a friend who was to have a birthday in July. So we formed a WhatsApp group, as we usually do, but then, people were really dragging themselves. So by the time July comes around is when the guys are starting. So where are we going? How much are we checking for the gift? I don't know, where are we staying? Is it an Airbnb, hotel? So by the time it's July, I'm like, no, I cannot do this because, number one, I have other plans in August that I'm also supposed to be budgeting for. So, I mean, I had to drop out of those plans because, number one, the planning was not done well in advance. No one said, this is where we are going to stay and it'll cost this much. How long are we going to stay in that Airbnb or hotel? And the amount for the gift or the cake or the dress code, sometimes people just say, oh, black and white, or jeans and a white t-shirt. And if you don't have those things, you'll have to go back to your pocket and go shopping. So, if the planning is not done well, so you have to drop out.
So I have a question. So what if you have different sets of friends? If the plans now are all happening on August, how do you go about it?
Now that will have to depend on your budget. If you have money for both sets of friends, and like for me, the other plan in August was to be my daughter's birthday. Of course, nothing is going to come above my daughter's birthday. So
Priorities.
Priorities.
Okay, that's where it also comes to, can you really afford your friendships? Because now you have these two events. So you can choose to go for all of them, or you can choose to go to none, or you can choose to go to one.
Now that you are speaking about friendships in terms of link-ups and meeting up, sometime back, early last year, I linked up with an old friend. We went to primary school together, and so we met by chance in town. And so after many years, of course, you'll start organizing how you'll see each other often and make plans. he's a dude. So he says, "Oh, let's go out on a date, just a friendly date." We organized it and we met, and the date was nice. Now we are catching up and bonding on the past memories. Over time, the friendship bloomed and kept blooming. We started visiting each other. Rather, I started visiting him. So, still at that time, on this other end, my life wasn't going very smoothly. A lot was going on. I had to start from scratch, move from where I was staying to a new house that is empty. I have nothing. And that was a very tough time for me and for our friendship, in quotes, because you'd find that whenever we organize, say, a meetup or even with other friends, when maybe we'd be at his house, over time he realized that he's never been to my house. We are always maybe outside or at his house. So it got to a point he stopped hinting, like, when can I come? And then now he went straight, like, to the point. You never invite me to your house. You're always in my house. And what my friend didn't know, I didn't have a couch at that time. So that was the reason why I never invited him, because sasa nitamuinvite akae wapi? Kwa floor ama kwa bed yangu? No. So at the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to buy this couch. I'd already marked it. I knew how much I needed. I didn't know how to start that conversation. I also didn't want to go into my personal details or discuss that side, that part of my life. So I would always create or come up with excuses. And over time, as the other party, you'll notice that this person doesn't like discussing. It's all. So the relationship sort of felt one-sided, because it's either we are hanging out at yours or with other people somewhere out. Maybe we can go somewhere, but not. Yeah, so that affected our relationship. Okay, I did buy the couch later, but I feel like the relationship was already severed. But if you're watching this, I have the couch. Please come. And
So
I'm
you guys are
really
not friends
sorry.
anymore?
No, we are friends, but I feel like because we really never got to discuss why I was closed off to the idea of having him over at mine, because he would always invite me at his place. So I am really sorry. I was struggling. Maybe when we meet next time, I'll be able to explain everything. And I have a nice couch. Karibu sana.
Yeah, I have a question for Kate. Yeah, so you guys were close friends. Why didn't you open up and say this is the situation you are in, especially financially, and you are friends? I believe when you guys are friends, you should tell your friends that, yeah, I don't have money for this. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I said we went to primary school together, and then we met years later. Well, we are both working. So okay, I'm quite old. So you can imagine it's been a long time. So we were apart for a very long time. So it's like you know each other, but you're just getting to know each other again. And then I also didn't know how to tell him this, because you just met and then I'm here dumping my baggage on you. I don't know. I also struggle with discussing my issues like that, especially when I'm not comfortable. So I feel like at that time I wasn't ready, but right now I'm ready. The couch is there, please come.
As Kate has mentioned, she had to make some really tough decisions and cut off a friend because of financial reasons. Has either of you ever found yourself in such a situation where you had to cut off some friends because you couldn't afford them, or because you genuinely felt like they won't understand your financial situation?
Yeah, especially friends that go out every weekend and they're still inviting you. And then you see having different sets of friends. You want to meet all of them because you want to keep up the relationship. Some of them see when you're posting, you're with this group of friends, you went out, and then when they invite you, you're like, no, I can't. Yeah, but sometimes always mostly because of money. Yeah, so you can't like go out every time as much as you'd want or something. Yeah.
Okay, in my case, it's not necessarily cutting off, but there's someone in our WhatsApp group I'm in. Every time people suggest, let's go do something this weekend, they'll always start saying, twende Masai Mara, twende sijui. I'm like, tulisema weekend. Number one, Masai Mara, going there, it's expensive. Even I think the gate fees or something ziliongezwa. That money is enough. Just mkae tu mahali on a weekend, you chill, and everyone goes back to their houses. So these friends who come up with expensive ideas, you know, I mean, you can do like a potluck or something. And I know it's nice to go to Masai Mara, but not every time people are suggesting you do something. Oh, let's go to Masai Mara. Let's go to Mombasa. Child.
Pata wa Dubai.
Josephine, I feel like let me be the devil's advocate and come through for
For the friend.
yeah, for the friend. I feel like there's no problem with that friend, and to him, he or her, Masai Mara is the place to go, or Costo is the place to go. I feel like you're just at, say, maybe different financial, what do we call them?
Tax brackets.
Yes, tax brackets. If he mentions, say, for example, as you said, Masai Mara, we are going to Masai Mara, you're thinking, oh, I need to pay my nanny, I need to buy clothes for my kids. Your friend is like, what do you mean your nanny?
Masai Mara.
You don't have money for that, yeah. So I feel like the issue here is you're not on the same level with that particular friend. Because you'll find there are other friends who are also of the same thought as him. If you want to go to Diani, we'll go to Diani. If next week, if you want to go to Samburu, we'll go to Samburu. And then the others who actually never go anywhere because you're living above your means, yeah? So even thinking of going somewhere for a staycation or something is luxury that you can't actually afford.
Yeah. But you can't keep on suggesting Masai Mara every time tunasema, let's do something. You can't be going to Masai Mara
No,
every
let's
other
be fair
weekend.
to that friend. It's just
the one
as
who
we can afford. Yeah, they can afford to go to Masai
And then I
Mara
feel
every
like,
weekend.
yeah, I feel like the issue is just say no, you can't go.
They won't beat you.
Yeah, they won't do anything. Just say I don't have the money, and that's
I think
it.
that's also why when they start suggesting those kinds of trips, I never say anything. I'm like, so, I mean, sitaenda so, why start debating and
You
all
just
of
say
that.
you don't have money.
Si lazima kila mtu ajue sina pesa.
And then life.
But they're your friends. That's where the
Yeah, that's-
transparency
yeah.
comes in.
But then there are different levels of friendship. Like me, I grew up with two of my best friends. Even if one of them calls me now, I'll tell them this is the amount of money I have in my M-Pesa right now. But you know, as you progress towards life, even the levels of friendship zinabadilika also. So it's not kila mtu utaambia yenyewe sahi sina do. You know, some utasema tu by then niko na plans zingine, maybe next time.
So
Ama
you
nipenye-
pick who you're going to tell and who you're not going to.
Of
No, I
course, you
feel
can't
like-
tell everyone your financial business.
It's true. And I also feel like the term friend, we use it very loosely because everyone is not your friend. Some people are acquaintances. Here at work, you have colleagues and you have friends as well. But let's say, for example, colleagues organize something. You'll be like, oh, you know, my friends are saying we go to this place and this. They're saying we do this and this. When they're not really your friends. And then you start complaining, oh, they said we should go bowling. I don't have money. Now you're trying to fit into spaces that can't accommodate you because you don't realize or you don't have the discipline to know who is your friend or who is your colleague, who you can count on if you have an issue.
Or even just saying plain no, today I'm not going.
Exactly,
You guys,
exactly.
I
Yeah,
do
it's
not
simple
have the
as
money.
that. Yeah, it's simple as
Yeah.
that. Just say no, I don't have money. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Nothing will happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, I
They
will
won't
go.
beat you.
Yeah, nothing will happen.
What we're saying is that it's like there's a determinant here. There's who you can come through for, and there's who you can say no to. Because if for example, Mudhoni is my friend, I'm with her.
Am I your friend?
Wait, we'll talk after this if you discuss your my friend or not. But what I wanted to say is friendship doesn't necessarily mean going out. Yeah, there are highs and lows to friendships. Yeah, if someone is there for you, if they are really your friend, when they have a low moment, when they are down, you should be there for them. When they are high, you should be there for them as well. So it's for you to know how is our relationship like, okay? When you need me, am I there for you? When I need you, are you there for me? With that in mind, let's go back to the colleague discussion. If we are just colleagues, Josephine, and you want us to go to Masai Mara, I really don't, and I don't feel inclined to go or have the resources to go. I'll say no without feeling any type of way, any guilt or remorse, you know. But if you're actually my friend, I might go out of my way to do that thing with you. So the level of friendship or vibe that you have going on matters.
Yeah. Also, this takes me back to the first question that Susan answered. Susan kept it, or rather, alieka venye. It matters on like when you're spending, when friendship matters. I feel like friendship is built when you guys are helping each other or the struggles are still there. Not like when you guys only are just spending for good
Sherehe.
times and all. Yeah.
I think on the cutting off question, most people are talking about sherehe, of which I think that is the, maybe I might be wrong, but it is a very costly affair among friends, and whatever I take, maybe it's not what you take. When you're in a group situation, a friend situation, I think people should understand, either you should communicate first, this is what me I want and it is mine. So if you're not contributing to it, it is mine. So you guys, either you sort your bills, because I find many cases of people saying ni kama tunalea mtu, it's like this one just comes, they can dress well, but they just come to drink our alcohol. They just come to, you'll never hear someone saying they've come to eat our food or they've come to eat my birthday cake. It's always they've come to drink our alcohol.
Because alcohol is expensive.
They've
Then
come
those
to
are
drink-
not your friends.
So I think that's a big issue nowadays with this cost of friendship discussion, in that if I'm your friend, why are you saying I've come to drink your alcohol? And you paid for it. If you don't want me to drink it, just say, this is mine. You take what you can afford, and that's...
Yeah. And why even did you invite me if you're gonna say that?
Me, I feel like that takes us back. Sorry, that takes us back to the friendship acquaintance discussion, because I feel like if you make such statements, you're living a fake life. I don't see why you need to say I have 10 friends when actually you have one. Be fine with that one. Yeah, you don't need to be. Oh, it's like going with the going with the going with the flow, where you think having many friends in quotes is it's the in thing. You can be okay by yourself or have just one friend to you'll be fine.
But sometimes I feel like building a good friendship really
But
matters,
then
especially when you're in bad
I
situations.
understand.
Yeah.
No, you see, you're already looking at it in the wrong way.
No,
you
when-
need friends so that when you're in a bad situation, you have people.
But you need friends to
No, even
support
in
you.
good
Even
times
in
as
good
well.
situations. It's like maybe I might get married. Yeah. Jinx. Yeah. So I'll need people to support me in such a good time.
So you need
Yeah,
friends.
you need
Touche.
Wait, now that you've separated acquaintances and colleagues, it got me thinking. I want to ask a question. Are there situations where you guys have found yourself, you've gone out of your way to be there for a friend in such a way that you had to borrow money for that occasion or event? Like, I know it was a big deal for them. Maybe you did not have money, but you know you had to be there for them because it was a big moment for them.
I have.
I have as well. Especially those friends put birthdays as big deals. Okay, for me, I'm sorry if you put birthdays as big deals, but no, for me, no. I feel like, if you don't have money, they really like you have to be there, you have to buy something, you have to, I feel like,
You have to go with a gift.
yeah,
you have to get
go
a
with
new
a gift.
dress.
You have to
make your
pay
hair.
for your drinks, you have to pay for your food, mind you.
That brings me to something. wait,
And you
wait,
have
wait.
to go.
That brings me to something. Why? Let's say, let me use Susan as an example. So it's your birthday. Do you believe that we as your friends should organize your birthday? Or
No.
why would you invite me to your birthday, then you expect me to pay?
You invite me and then you expect me to pay for my food and drinks, and then I buy you a gift.
Come
and
with a
all-
new outfit.
outfits and all those
You
things.
made
I
your
feel
hair and
like,
your nails.
yeah, if you invite me, cater for everything. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
I honestly don't
And if you want
understand.
support, ask for it. But don't, like, I feel like it's
They should communicate earlier.
Yeah.
For a birthday, I don't think I would go into debt for someone. There's a friend of mine whom they had a memorial for the dad. That time, I really did not have money, but this was a big thing for her. So, I mean, I didn't feel some type of way, going to one of these apps and getting some money because it was a momentous thing for her and her family, and I just had to show up for her. We had to travel to Haushago. It was so far, oh my God. But I don't regret it. Like,
That's
I would
quite
do it again.
understandable.
No, I think it was just a Weishe moment for you, and there's nothing wrong with
Comparing
that.
a birthday to that,
No.
I'd rather go into debt for that
Fine,
than a birthday.
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just a Weishe moment for you. You're like, oh, this is a sad thing. She lost her dad. You'd want to be there for her, like support her during the memorial. There's nothing wrong with that. You compared it to like taking or having debt for a friend. You didn't incur debt for maybe
For
something like a
sherehe,
birthday.
no.
Yeah, so I feel like it was just a Weishe moment for you. What I'm trying to say is the value of your friendship or the weight of your friendship is not what determined if you were to go into debt or not. Because if it was the same friend who had a birthday, would you take
No.
that? Exactly.
I think it was the
situation.
It was
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah.
But there's something Susan mentioned that it's a birthday and then they start saying we amekuja kunywa pombe yetu. So now it got me thinking, but there's no man here. But I see it online. People say it's mostly a women's issue more than it is a men's issue. Do you guys agree or not?
I think yes, because if it was men, they would all drink and then sort the bill later. For women, I'm thinking mtu angesema kila mtu apewe bili yake.
It's always to the last penny. Actually, what have you taken? This. I feel like men always like, I'll sort this today. Don't worry, guys. Yeah.
You can get the other one next time.
Do you guys think it's possible to maintain like strong friendships without having to spend a lot of money?
I feel like it's possible because the discussions have been heavily on finances, on having like money for the friendship to succeed. That's how I feel. But I feel it's possible to maintain or have a friendship even without money, as long as you're of the same wavelength or you have the same thought process. I feel like if someone is your friend, really, they know your ins and outs. You can hang out. You can meet up for a drink or a walk or visit each other. Yeah, there are very many things you can do together that are not that don't need money.
What do you mean by thought process?
You know, I don't have money. I know you don't have money, or you know I have money and I know you have money. So if I know your situation and you know mine, we can decide on what to do. Yeah.
Don't start suggesting Masai Mara.
Yeah, which reminds me of the story that I gave you about my friend. We were not on the same thought process. We were not on the same wavelength. He was in his own world. I was in my own world, and I wasn't letting him in on my situation. He was doing good for himself. He's doing good for himself. I was struggling then. But I wasn't telling him, and he's not an angel.
Na kangejitolea kukubaya kiti.
But you see, muambi. That's the problem.
That's you missed the opportunity.
Well, I mean, I didn't tell him, that's the point of that story. I didn't communicate because for
Open
whatever reason.
communication is key.
Yeah, open communication in friendships is key.
I think communication is key. Like, for most people will feel like Catherine, like, I don't want to share, I don't want to, then I just end up feeling bad. Or I have to struggle to come to your birthday where I have to contribute 10,000, yet I don't even have, like, I'll have to fuliza or something so that I make you happy. Yet maybe I can just communicate. And if you are really my friend, I can just tell you, I'll give you 2,000. That's what I can afford. If you're really my friend, you can either say yes or you can say, don't come. If you don't have 10,000, don't come. But now it becomes tricky when all the time you're not able to meet that expectation of your friend. So it's just understanding, if you're doing something for 10,000, maybe you have friends who afford that amount. You can do that with them. Me, I can just be your friend for visiting. Just visit my house. I visit you. We have our tea or whatever. Because communication is key, but maybe sometimes you're not willing to put your stuff out there. So either you are going to say it or you don't say it and you live like that. Don't go into debt before communicating. Like you're you're digging a hole, yet you can just tell this person, I can't do this, or this is what I can afford.
And we have those friends that don't understand when you communicate, like.
So if they don't understand, I think
Those ones cut them off.
No, bringing me to like my point. Have you ever cut off anyone because of finances, or maybe they weren't understanding of your financial situations, or genuinely uko na afford, ulikuwa tu unaona siwezani, ukaona tu, you know what, let me just cut them off?
No, I have good friends.
Maybe I'd say I have good friends. My friends today are still we went to nursery together. And then sometimes, bad times last for a long time. Like maybe someone might lose a job. So you can't base some of your friendships on, this one does not come for my birthday, they do not contribute. You can go a year or two, you do not have money. Sometimes, like,
Udoni is
situations are
laughing because
tricky.
she'll do that.
No, I wouldn't do that. No.
Okay, to our last question. In history ya madeni, has a friend ever copied you money and then either mkokasana juu they didn't pay you on time, or they walikuzungusha or anything? Have any of you ever gone through that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was way back in, rather we were in campus. And as I said, I'm quite old, so that was years back. So this friend of mine, she was my homie, still is, yeah. So she's like, please send me 500 bob. 500 bob was a lot of money at that time.
Hey,
But
Kate,
then,
how old are you?
No, quite old. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, okay, sawa. Nitakutumia, lakini unirudishie. Because I want to do 1, 2, 3. And I'll like, yeah, nitakutumia. Mi nikamtumia hiyo 500. Kurudisha ikakuwa story. So you are like, you start hinting, you're like, hey, how are you? Ndio uone kama watasema siku ya kurudisha ishapita na haongei. So you stop hinting and then you go straight to the point. Hey, ile pesa nimekaa mbaya, unaituma lini? Nitatuma. Days go. Sasa inakuwa unanikimbisha juu ya 500. And I'm like, yo, nikikupatia hii 500, sikuwa na pesa ingine. And then now, so inakuwa ukikopa, you're very humble. Yeah. But then ikifika ni kurudisha inakuwa kitu ingine. Yeah. So ilifika mahali nikawacha kumuitisha. And then so without having to communicate, friendship yetu ikaenda hivyo because si hamuongei. Went quiet. Okay, after some time alinitumia, but then ni kama kanini kalikuwa kameharibika.
They sent it back after how long?
In the next semester. Na alikuwa amesema atanitumia like nimpatie 2 weeks. Yeah. The next semester. So after ameanza kusema unanigombeza juu ya 500. 500 ni kitu ya kushinda ukiniitisha.
Oh my God.
So I was like, okay. So ikawa hivyo, nikaacha kumuitisha na nikasahau, niko like it is what it is. Next semester akatuma, but then hatukuwa tunaongea. So friendship ilikuwa imeharibika hiyo time.
For me, I think I always let it slide. And the reason is, okay, I don't lend a lot of people money. I'd just let it slide. But in my friendship, I think I've created those boundaries that, yeah, I can't borrow me money and then because I kurudisha. Yeah, so, but if they don't return it, I just let it slide. So, anyway, yeah.
So which boundaries have you created?
Yeah, because you're letting it slide.
No, because I can't keep on asking you, like, give me my money back or whatever. Yeah, I don't do that. I just don't say I don't have or I won't give you.
Or if you lend them and then they don't
If they borrow
that's
again.
it. Because sasa mika huyo
Yeah.
akakuja kuniomba pesa tena, I wouldn't lend them my money again.
Yeah. Plus, I also don't borrow money. I've never borrowed money. So I expect you to do the same. So don't borrow me money as well if you're not going to return it.
I think we are just talking about the negative side of giving and not getting it back. But may I have friends who I can ask for money and I'll tell them I'll return. They can also ask me and I send it back, which is a good thing because it's interest free. It comes immediately. You have an open communication. It's not that one for sasa utanirudishia juu sijui I'm your friend. Nothing signed, but we are just friends and we know we are all working. I can be in a tight fix somewhere and I need some money and I'll return it. So I don't think there are those bad ones who can make you like say ata sitaipatia mtu anything. There are people who have given money and they didn't return, but as you grow older, you get more straight and you learn not to trust. There are those you will tell, Sina, I don't have. Let's say we don't communicate regularly, then just text me, hi. If you are really friends and a week can't pass before we talk, I think I can lend you money. And I've not had an issue with that.
I feel yours work because it goes both ways. You borrow, then they give you back. She borrows, gives you back. Yeah.
I have a friend who we borrow each other money. At this point, I don't know nani akona deni ya nani, but it works for us. I actually don't mind it. Kwanga tu nitumie, the next time nitamtumia yeye. So we never pay each other, but we're always borrowing each other money. So, but it works for us. So I think that's okay.
But there are those people you should never give money when they borrow you money because you'd never see that money and mtakosana tu bure. So you rather just say, sina pesa.
And it's so sad too that you give your friends willingly and then you don't get it back. It's so bad.
I feel like at the end of the day, you need to know who your friends are. Because a lot of times we focus on other people and ask ourselves or question other people in that, are they truly my friend? What we should do is question ourselves as well. Am I being a good friend? Because you can't just keep waiting to receive. What are you giving? Are you showing up for that person? Are you being the type of friend that you want them to be for you? It also starts with ourselves. Be who you want someone else to be. Be an example. Show up for other people. Show up if you want them to show up for you. In terms of, presence, even money. You want them to give you money, but when it's their turn, you are not sure. It can't work like that.
Yeah. But even, I feel like for you not to get to the point of like borrowing, do you guys set emergency funds? Sometimes that money shares or what?
Things come up.
That's why it's the emergency fund.
Also, that's why you don't borrow.
Yeah, because I have set up an emergency fund. Yeah.
Now that we're done, does anyone have any tips on balancing friendships and finances?
Yeah. Create boundaries. That's it.
Know who your friends are. Because not everyone is a friend. There are acquaintances, there are colleagues, there are people who you just know, and act accordingly.
Don't go into debt over things you can avoid. And if you can say no to plans that you can't really afford, then just say no. What's the worst that can happen? You'll miss out on a little fun. And
I think the cost of friendship is beyond money. There's more on top of it. I can have money, but I'm a nasty friend. I can have money, but I treat you badly. So don't allow yourself to be treated nastily because someone has money. They'll take you to Mombasa or whatever. So just, it's beyond money. It's about people who you can work with, people who will be there for you in the good times and the bad, not just if we are going to sherehe, they are there, but when it's time for memorials, they are nowhere to be seen. So this conversation goes beyond money, but money is a big factor, but it should not be what your friendship revolves around.
true.
And something to add, friendship is an important thing to have in this life. Yeah.
And seeing, owing to the Mula tenets, it has the saving aspect, earning aspect, spending, and investing. I feel like all those can apply, or you have to intentionally apply them in your relationships, in your friendships, because friendship is something that we need. No man is an island, okay? You need me, I need you. So you have to intentionally work or think about your personal finance journey and know how each friend or each person fits in the aspects of your life.
So basically, it's like treat it as an investment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for coming to our podcast, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Tunagojea paycheck.
Now those Masai Mara friends, please locate me. Locate me. Naenda Masai Mara, okay?
Quiet on that story, ni kama yeye ni the Masai Mara friend.
Ametoka Lamu juzi,
Huyo alikuwa- Yeah.
This has been the Mula podcast where we earn, save, spend, and invest money. Please join us next time for another insightful conversation. See ya.